Hi guys, welcome to Keeping It Simple Crafts. I picked up some 3.5-inch wired ribbon at Dollar Tree. It's 6 feet in length, so I'm going to show you how to tie a double bow. You're also going to need some floral wire, and this is just 20 gauge floral wire, and a zip tie, and your scissors to make this bow. This ribbon is in new for fall at Dollar Tree, and so I just wanted to try it out, and it is the 3.5 inch instead of my usual 2.5 inch. So let out a tail about 8 to 10 inches, and you're going to make your first loop. So for my bow, I made a 5-inch loop, so this is going to be a big nice bow that's perfect for a wreath. So you're going to want to make all your loops the same size. So all of my loops are going to be 5-inch loops. Now I'm going to the right side, same steps. I'm making a loop the same size as the first loop and just adding it to my left hand, checking to make sure my loops are the same size on each side. Now I'm letting out some more ribbon. Make sure it's not twisted. Keep your ribbon nice and straight. Make another loop and just kind of pinch your ribbon together and add it to your left hand right beside your first loop. Check your loops to make sure they're the same size. Now I'm going back to the right side, making another loop, and I'm just gathering the ribbon and placing it right beside my other loops. Another 5-inch loop, and then that's the end of that roll. So if you're wanting to go with more layers, you're going to need a second roll, and I did add a second roll of ribbon because I wanted to do something to this center. So here I'm adding a zip tie around the center of my bow to make it nice and secure. Next, you're going to want to dovetail the ends, so fold the tail in half with the edges to the left side. Go to the folded side, cut away from the fold, and that makes the pretty V on the end. It just kind of dresses up your bow. You do not have to do this. You could just cut it at a slant or a knife cut if you prefer. Now for the center, I wanted to do something else, so you'll see in just a second, but I'm fluffing the loops of the bow. And this is a beautiful double bow, and you could stop right here if you wanted to. I lots of times just do my bows this way, but I wanted to add something to the center. And like I said, this is totally optional because you can stop right now and you have a beautiful bow to add to your wreath. So I'm opening up a second roll of ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I am cutting a strip of ribbon at 20 inches. And make sure you dovetail each end of the strip of ribbon. I ended up having to go back and trim it a little bit shorter, which you'll see that in a second. If you wanted to, you could do the center strip in a different color. So what you're going to do next is take your ribbon strip, place it with the pretty side face down against the table, put your bow in the center of the strip, and you're just going to tie a little knot and try to have the center of the knot as smooth as you can, and then just pull it tight. I did have to go back and cut the tail at the top a little bit shorter because it was just too long. To attach your bow to your wreath or whatever craft project you're working on, if you're just doing the double bow without the center strip, you're just going to take your floral wire, thread it underneath your zip tie, and that way you can attach it to your wreath or whatever project you're working on. Now if you are adding the strip to the center, after I get my knot tied and my tails trimmed like I want, then I usually just take a piece of 20 gauge floral wire, flip the bow to the back side, thread the wire underneath that strip of ribbon, and give the wire a few twists, and then it's ready to attach to your wreath. My daughter also pointed out that right now Dollar Tree has some cute small velvet pumpkins that would be so cute to add to the center of this bow. You could just hot glue a little pumpkin onto the center of your bow, and that adds a nice finishing touch.